Hello, welcome to my channel Aspire with Denise, where we talk everything concerning you living a healthy and a successful life. And I'm so glad for us to continue the conversation. Today, we are talking about taking care of our spirit. Yes, we're talking about taking care of our spirit. In the last couple of videos that we did before, we talked about the fact that to be successful and live a healthy life in our lives, there is the need for us to know that we are in three parts. What does that mean? That means that we are a spirit. We live in this body. This body is our container. It helps us to access this world, this physical world. And then we do have a soul. So the sooner we understand these different aspects of our lives, better for us to be able to be equipped and live a healthy and a successful life. So today we want to take the conversation a little further. So I want you to grab a drink, grab your maybe tea, water, whatever favorite drink you have, and let's keep the conversation going. And so to begin this conversation, you are a spirit. So you need to understand who you are spiritually. So what does that mean? I want to live a healthy and a successful life. And what does that got to do with my spirit? How do I be able to understand and be able to take care of all these areas? And I will give you an example. Let's go on this example that we have taken. Let's take the example of you want to live a healthy and a successful life. Okay. So in this case, let's narrow this down a little bit and say that you want to exercise. All right. And so you have gotten into this habit of exercise. But let's say that one day you don't feel too good, or let's say there's a lot of snow outside, or the weather is just not favorable. Oh, you just woke up and you don't feel like exercising. So, how do I still become successful? This is why I'm saying that if you understand that you are a spirit, you have a soul, and you live in this container, your body, you will be able to access the strength from one area to support the next area. So in this case, you have seen that the weather is not favorable, or the conditions, you don't feel like exercising. So here's how you do it. You have a soul, right? And your soul includes your mind, your intellect, your will, all right? So your mind has seen that the circumstances, the conditions are not favorable. So here's how you do it, okay? You don't focus on the circumstances that is unfavorable, or the conditions that is not helpful or challenging. Just act like every morning. For example, if you went to exercise in the morning, so just act like everything is normal, everything is regular. Do not focus on the change of the environment or the conditions, which is not too favorable, which may be negative. So do that. Focus on the fact that, okay, I do exercise every morning, so I'm going to get out over there. So while you're going, and part of your mind is saying, but today's different. Today you don't feel like exercising, and the weather is da. No, just keep going. Once you get there, whatever you do to do your warm up, just kick into it. All right. Let's say you don't. The weather wasn't feeling too good, and all you just don't want, feel like doing it. Just start doing it. Do not give too much thoughts to the fact that I don't want to do it. That's what you need to pay attention to. Don't give too much room thinking about the negativity surrounding what you want to do. That is how you are able to switch your mind from the negative to the positive. So you begin to warm up, you begin to do all these things, and then get on to the real workouts after the warm up, and get on it. Once you get on it, now remember, you are a spirit. So you begin to tell yourself that, you know what, I have a lot of potential, a lot of power spiritually than my body. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on this potential, on this power that is inward, that is inside. And so begin to focus on that. Use your mind to think about the spiritual part of you, which is more powerful, which has more potential down the physical and begin to think about that. But by the time you realize, hey, I'm not saying this theoretically. I use this in my own workouts. I get out there, and sometimes some people will think, how are you able to exercise every day and do this every day? That is the technique. That is the strategy that I use. I get up. I don't feel like it. Unless, of course, it's a day that I just don't feel good, but I don't really have many of those days. It's just these ups and downs. You wake up, you feel lazy, you don't want to get out of bed. There is, snow on the ground. Those kind of things is what I'm talking about. But of course, if you really, need help with your body, you don't feel good. Of course, get help. Don't push through. So that is not the circumstances I'm talking about. The ones I'm talking about is the everyday, the struggles we all go through. We don't feel like doing it, but we know we got to do it. And I use that in my own life every single day. So either I feel like it or I don't feel like it. I just tell myself, I got to do this. And so I'm focusing on what I got to do. And so once you begin to think about the fact that I have a lot of potential and power inward, and I'm just going to keep going and push this power out, what happens is by the time you are not even focusing on the little circumstances that were negative, and the power begins to flow. And so this is kind of like the example when I talk about the fact that know that you are in three parts. You are a spirit, you have a soul, and then you live in this body, which is your container, helping you to access this world. So as the weeks go by, we will delve deeper into how to actually utilize the power, the potential in our spirit to help us achieve success, achieve and create health so that we can live a healthy and successful and a fulfilling life. So thank you for tuning in. What I want you to do is, if this kind of content is what you are interested, then I would like you to subscribe, share the videos with family and friends, and let somebody also hear about this community that we are building to strengthen ourselves. So thank you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.